So, in our quest to continue down the ballot, meeting everyone on it, every name, there's a name a lot of us haven't heard before. That's not a bad thing. This is Dr. Jack Westbrook. Thanks for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Talk with me a little bit about the State Board of Education. This is a hot race this year.
It is, and the incumbent is the chair, which is a factor, I think. But I guess I would probably start by saying that the reason that I put my name in the hat is because number one, I wanted there to be a libertarian on the ballot, and number two, I'm just very passionate about our children's education, and I'm concerned about some things we're doing and not doing for their benefit. And in short, that's what it's about for me.
Yeah, and talk with me a little bit about your background particularly. Tell us who you are.
I joined the military out of high school, joined the United States Air Force, and spent 14 years in the Air Force. When the first Gulf War came about, I had finished my degree in business from Wayland Baptist University, and I got out of there. I did auto mechanics for a while, but that just wasn't for me. I actually did management of auto mechanics more than actually bending wrenches. But then I went into ministry for 10 years, full time, and did that. Got my master's degree in Bible and Family Ministry from Lubbock Christian University. And following that, I'd always wanted to study psychology to some extent, and I found an opportunity to go to Tech and study human development and family studies. I did that. I ended up ABD from that program, basically, and I was doing counseling at the time for a while, and in the midst of that, went back to work for the government, and was the document control manager for a $4 billion contract with the United States Army um, for a for the warfighter in Afghanistan and Kuwait, and um, so did that for several years before I actually had to physically retire from that. In the midst of all of that, I always supplemented my income. I say always, frequently supplemented my income while I was in ministry and while I was running my own business and going to school by substitute teaching. And so I have probably about, if I counted right, a total of 15 years substitute teaching. I was on the school board in Gonzales, Texas when I lived there. And so I have a connection to what's going on in the actual schools, and the things that teachers are dealing with, the things that parents are dealing with, the things that students are dealing with, and so on and so forth. And so in my retirement, I've been active in the Libertarian Party of Texas. I've run for several offices. I ran for Senate against Kel Seliger, who was our state senator at the time for our district. I ran against Ronnie Jackson for Congress this last time when he was elected, and I'm continuing that vein and running for State Board of Education. And hopefully this time I'll do better than I've done those other times, and maybe even get elected if God wills.
3 words. This is tough. What do people think when they see your name on the ballot? What do you want them to think when they see your name?
Qualified, um, passionate, and intelligent.
I like it. Thanks for being with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.